Welcome students. Today we are going to start our new poem Fire and Ice, and it is written by a very well-known poet Robert Frost. Robert Frost, he was born on 26 March 1874 in USA. He was an American poet. His writings in English are legendary. He wrote realistic poems depicting common people in everyday situations. Now children, please see theme of the poem. Fire and Ice poem is composed by Robert Frost. It is also a very short and simple poem. In this poem, he equates fire with desire and ice with hatred. He says that some people believe that the world will end in fire, but others say it will end in ice. So here, fire represents greed, lust, conflict, fury, avarice, intolerance, and ice represents cruelty, coldness, indifference, insensitivity, rigidity. So through this poem, he gives a message to the people: we must restrain our desires and love our fellow beings for the progress of human civilization. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. On seeing the visual, you can see that the wolf on the right side is burning with fire of aggression and fury. His looks are deadly. The other wolf on the left side is indifferent. His emotions are restrained and depicts coldness. Even though his emotions are restrained, but he is bravely facing the first one. So it shows that both have the power of destruction. Children, the meaning of the lines I am explaining you. The poet says that this is the belief of some people that destruction of the world will happen because of fire, and some people say no, the cause of destruction of this world will be ice. Here, poet is stating the two major schools of thoughts. One is in favor of fire and another is in favor of ice. Through these lines, he wants to say doom. D-O-O-M. Doom means end of this world will be caused by either fire of desire or ice of hatred. So the human nature or his feelings may be the cause of destruction of this world. Yes, our religious texts and events of history tells us that these feelings of human beings have done lots of destruction in the world. Children, in this slide, in the middle, you can see the image of burning fire, which here represents the fire of desire. In the first picture, Ravana abducting Sita, and we all know how it ended, and his lust lead to the downfall of his dynasty. In the second picture, the burning desire to expand their territories lead to battles. In the last picture, you can see never-ending greed of man has today lead to deforestation, unsustainable development which has caused global warming. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice. So children, here poet is narrator. So you can see here it is written, I have tasted of desire. So I is here used for poet. In these lines, the poet says that he had experienced, tasted of desire means experience the fire of desires. He knows that it can bring destruction to a person if done in excess. Excess means too much. So he agrees with this that desire can be a cause of destruction. Here, desires could mean ambitions, aspirations, greed, lust, anger. These desires can harm people, animals, or nature. So, we should not go blindly after them. The poet says, I hold with those who favor fire. It means he does not give his own opinion regarding that which will be the cause of destruction of this world, fire or ice. Yet he seems to favor with the idea of destruction of the world in fire a little more than in ice. In the third line, he says, but if it had to perish twice. So in this line, he has used it for the world and he has used if to show his suspicion over the idea that this world will not end. Here end means perish. Two times, twice means either it will end by fire or ice, as fire and ice both have the power to ruin the world. It's summertime. Imagine you are having vanilla flavored ice cream. The first bite you take, your lips and teeth freezes with its cold sensation, and you feel numb like you lost all sensation. So here ice represent numbness. Like that, a cold-hearted person is indifferent and insensitive to others' feelings. In the second picture, you can see there is the example of jealousy. In Three Idiots movie, there is a very famous dialogue. अपने अपने नंबर कम आए तो बुरा लगता है, पर दोस्त के नंबर ज़्यादा आए तो बहुत बुरा लगता है. This shows cold-hearted jealousy over others' success. I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Here I want to tell you the meaning of suffice means sufficient. The poet says that he has experienced negative feelings like hatred himself and also in people around him. Hatred is an ice cold emotion. The poet says the ice has the power to destroy as it makes a person insensitive, uncaring, and devoid of positive feelings. So he says that the ice has great means too much and sufficient power to destroy this world. Thus, hatred destroys the very humanity in you. Children, in the first two lines, the rhyming scheme is A, B. Now, in the second three lines, the rhyming scheme is A, B. And in the last four lines, the rhyming scheme is A, B. Now, the second poetic device is metaphor. To taste desire. In the third line, it has come to taste desire. So here the poet has used metaphor. Third one is antithesis. Anti means opposite. Fire is the antithesis of ice because fire means hot and ice means cold. So in Hindi you can say Virodhabhas Alankar. Next is symbolism. Here the poet has used two symbols. They are fire and ice. Fire and ice are symbols of human behaviors and emotions. Now, the last poetic device is enjambment. Enjambment means when the poet is not using the punctuation marks. So, in this, the last three lines, we can see that there he has not used any punctuation mark. So, here he has used enjambment. Children, if we take the present context of the outbreak of the pandemic COVID-19, the reason of the outbreak are yet to surface, but the theories around the world can be categorized under fire and ice. Fire, in a way that a state wanted to win a trade war or to establish economic supremacy, which indicates fire of greed and ambition. Ice, if theories of it being a biochemical weapon are to be believed, then it indicates hatred towards human beings, suggesting how cold and insensitive man can become. But children, this is a special message for my dear students. Whether the pandemic is fire or ice, we can and will still win this war by abiding the guidelines issued by the government, following the lockdown, maintaining personal hygiene, and by avoiding rumors.